Today, I'm going to be making a raspberry Bakewell pudding. Now, the only reason I even know about a Bakewell pudding is because Claire sent me a video over Snapchat of these people on YouTube that went and ate a Bakewell pudding. Kevin has made 2 Bakewell tarts on YouTube on our channel. So a Bakewell pudding it's different. It's supposed to be completely different. So I'm going to show you what you're going to need. I will tell you, this recipe came from the Harry Bikers. It's from the Harry Bikers food tour of Britain. I've never heard of the Harry Bikers. I'm assuming they're popular over there. You'll have to tell me about them in the comments. So this is what you're going to need. You're going to need 1 2-ounce packet of ready-made puff pastry, 5 tablespoons of seedless raspberry jam, 5 ounces of fresh raspberries, 3.5 ounces of unsalted butter, 3.5 ounces of castor sugar, 5 eggs, 5 ounces of ground almonds, which we bought almond flour, a few drops of the almond extract, and some icing sugar for dusting. I haven't gotten that out yet because we haven't done that yet. Also, we're going to be making, in this same recipe, we're going to be making clotted cream. So I'll be showing you how to make the clotted cream after I show you how to make the raspberry Bakewell pudding. So the first thing you need to do is preheat your oven to 375 degrees. And you're going to roll out, it says you can roll out your pastry. First, you want to grease this. You want to grease it and flour it. We have the Baker's Joy, so that is what we use. That way we didn't have to fool with a lot of flour. So, I'm going to put my pastry on here, and I'm going to stretch it just a little bit. And this is a tart pan, so the bottom of this will come out. And so what I'm going to do, fit it down in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a rolling pin and roll it along the side, and it'll just cut that edge off for me. So now I'm going to take my raspberry jam, and I'm going to take, it said 4 to 5 tablespoons. I will probably end up using 5 tablespoons because I want more rather than less. I took, these are the fresh raspberries. I took 4 of these and I put them in here and I just crushed them up with a fork, honestly. And you're supposed to just take this in here and you just add it to your raspberry. I guess this is just to give it some chunks in it here and there. Okay. Now we're going to have, in a large mixing bowl, we're going to cream together the butter and the sugar. Okay, this is how it looks. I don't want to try to talk over the mixer, so I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be doing. I have my 5 eggs here and my almond flour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an egg in here and a little bit of almond flour. And once that's mixed up, I'm going to add the next egg and a little bit of almond flour until all the eggs and the almond flour are gone and until it's well combined. The next thing I'm going to do is add just a couple of drops of almond extract. You don't want to add much because this stuff is very, very potent. So I'm going to try to be careful. That's all I'm going to add. because it's really strong stuff. So we'll see. Okay, so that looks good to me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread this mixture over my tart. So I'm spreading it out just like this, and I'm going to put it in the oven and bake it for 35 minutes. I should have shown you, this is the puff pastry that we used for the bottom of that tart pan, and it comes like this. You get 2 of these, so I used one just like this, and what you do is you just leave it laying out on the counter for 40 minutes, and then it's ready to go. So that's what I did. So now we're gonna make clotted cream. We've never made this before. All you need are 3 ingredients. You need 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, a 1/3 cup of sour cream, and 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna put our 1 cup of heavy whipping cream in the mixer, and you are going to let this go. This is gonna take a little while. You're gonna mix it at a pretty high speed until it forms stiff peaks. Okay, this is what it looks like, just the heavy whipping cream after it has formed its stiff peaks. And so I'm going to mix in my sour cream and my 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar. And you want to whisk this. Okay, you just do that until it's combined, and then you can pour it in your bowl, and this can stay in the refrigerator for up to 1 week. So this is how much it made, and this is just a regular size Pyrex bowl, and it does look like Cool Whip. We got this recipe from allrecipes.com on the computer because we've looked for clotted cream and we couldn't find any around here. So this is the recipe we chose, and so I'm going to keep it in the refrigerator until our Bakewell pudding has finished baking. Okay, so this is how it looks right when it comes out of the oven. And I'm going to put it over this mug. I've turned it upside down because we want to get the bottom off. So it's going to, I'm just going to lay it on top and see how it comes away like that. And then I'm going to lay it on this plate like that. And now I'm going to dust it with powdered sugar. So I've got a strainer, and I'm just gonna get probably that much, probably just a spoonful. We'll see how that does. And I'm just gonna very lightly tap it over the top. And then you use as many raspberries as you want to decorate the top. Okay, so I'm going to cut this open. We're gonna try this. I can't wait to try. This looks totally different from the tart. And we got our clotted cream out too, but we're gonna try it first without the clotted cream and then with.
It's definitely different.
It's very different, I think.
I don't know why it had to have puff pastry though, because it doesn't. The edge is puffed up, but the bottom didn't at all.
I think it's good. I think if you're wondering about the texture of it, it does have a cornbread type of texture to it.
Yeah.
It's not like a cake.
Like cornmeal.
Yeah, yeah, I want to try that too, that clotted cream, because we've never made this before. I'm sure everyone out there has their own recipe, has their own way of doing it, but this was one, there was one on the internet that took 3 days. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, you had to put cream in a baking pan and bake it and skim the top off.
It was...
Which is probably the accurate way of doing it, but...
But I wanted something, I didn't want it to take 3 days.
And you could probably buy clotted cream at like a specialty store. We don't have any specialty stores around us.
No, not in town.
It's good.
It's not bad. You can taste that sour cream in there, can't you?
But it's got some sweetness to it too. For one more bite. I'll try something out of the bite.
Yeah, I noticed when I put my topping on, the raspberry, just like when Kevin makes the Bakewell tart, the raspberry tends to want to spread to the
Pushes
it to the edge.
That's good. I like that. It's definitely worth trying out making it. It wasn't very hard. It was just a matter of, it probably wasn't the cheapest recipe in the world. Because the almond flour costs a little bit. You're buying raspberries.
Almond flour is expensive.
Yeah.
Fresh fruit is expensive. But I do like the flavor. So no, it's not the cheapest recipe, but it's good.
What's funny is it doesn't really have that almond cherry flavor.
No, but I didn't put, I put just a little bitty bit of that almond extract because I was afraid, because I know how strong it is.
It's very strong.
And I know that, like for the Bakewell tart, Kevin finds that too strong for him. So I was trying to make this more friendly towards him. Between the two, I like the tart though.
The Bakewell, just regular Bakewell.
I love that Bakewell tart. I love just the texture of it. I love the icing on top. I just, overall, the flavor, I like to have more almond flavor in it. That appeals to me. And so I would rather have a Bakewell tart. And if you look up, I've said this before, we've done 2 recipes on YouTube of the Bakewell tart. The better recipe, it has the thumbnail is a picture of the Trader Joe's almond flour. For our first recipe, I put a picture of the tart. But and we didn't use almond flour. We actually like ground our own almonds. So for the second time, we used almond flour, which is what you're supposed to use, but we didn't know the first time. So what I'm telling you this for is because if you make the one that has the picture. It's a purple bag of Trader Joe's almond flour. That's the better Bakewell tart recipe. But I like this, and
it's good. It's different.
Yeah, it's different. I would prefer, though, if I had something again, I would rather do the tart.
Yeah, the texture and everything's different.
I just love the tart. So I hope you enjoyed this video, though. If this sounds good to you, then I hope you'll try to make it. It does have a cornbready type texture, so it's something completely different than what we're used to in a dessert. So I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.